Hi there, it's Scott, ROCKFILE, back with another podcast review. Let's talk about the 4K release of Freaky Tales. I was so looking forward to this movie. I watched the trailer once, I was automatically on board, and I waited. I waited for it to get a release. Didn't come out here. Lionsgate threw it in theaters for about a week or two back in April, and now it's out on 4K. You can only get it on 4K from the Lionsgate Limited website. Earlier this year, they started a site where they are selling limited edition steelbooks, limited edition packaging, and this was definitely a limited edition package, by the way, that you can only get on their website. With Best Buy stopping to sell all physical media and it being hit or miss with Amazon and Walmart and such things like that, Lionsgate, like the some other boutique labels, have started their own website. They don't have a lot of things, but the first thing they started with was like Quentin Tarantino movie steelbooks on movies we'd been waiting for years. So that was a great opening salvo. The randomness of the movies, like the classic movies they pick, we've had The Third Man and The Conversation, and then this, anyway. Freaky Tales, I had no idea who wrote and directed it. Anna Bodden and Ryan Fleck. If their names don't sound familiar, they directed a little movie called Captain Marvel that went on to make $1 billion. They both came from other things. They've directed some independent and other things since then, but this was an idea that I think Ryan had for years that he had tried to get off the ground, and they had almost gotten it made several times. Well, they finally did get it made a little over a year ago, almost 2 years ago. Pedro Pascal, Ben Mendelsohn, Jay Ellis, Dominique Thorne. There's a stacked cast here. Anna Bodden, Ryan Fleck wrote and directed it. They've made a lot of movies, including one that made $1 billion. You would think they know what they're doing, and they do. The parts of this movie are great. Like Pedro Pascal is fantastic in the film. He's given a great role to play, and it's interesting. The movie takes place in the 80s, and it's 3 different stories that kind of all come together. Well, it's 4 different stories, really, if you take it all together. You don't know until the end how they all relate, although some characters appear. A character might be shady in one story and not so shady in another. It kind of depends on the point of view. There is some references in here, some of which were maybe a little young for me. There's a lot of early 90s stuff in this supposed to be late 80s film. Like one of the main younger characters has a nose piercing. That really wasn't that prevalent back in the late 80s. It was 90s before you saw a lot of that, but whatever. Tom Hanks is also in this movie, and if you watch the extras, he really had a blast being in this movie. Too Short produced the movie, and there is a guy playing Too Short in the film, plus Too Short he's the narrator of the film. Like I said, there is a rap duo. It would have been a lot funnier if I had known what was coming with them. The 2 ladies are fantastic. I thought everything about the movie works. It's just they're trying to be one of those anthology movies where at the end it goes, oh, wow. At the end, it all comes together in like this wonderful thing that becomes a cult classic. I think it's just short of that. It just didn't come together like that. The 4 different stories are interesting. I like how the things weave together. Like I said, there's some great performances in here. There's good to great performances. There's some nice effects. There's some practical stuff. There's a surprising amount of gore and other things in it. There are some very funny laugh out loud moments, and there's some pretty cringy moments, but they all fit within the timeline that the movie is supposed to take place, and part of the bigger whole, it all made sense. But there are parts where you're weaving through the movie going, okay, I'll stick with it for a little bit. Oh, okay. That kind of thing. It's not a smooth roller coaster ride. It's a little bumpy in places, and the movie does end. I enjoyed my time with it. The 4K is fantastic. Certainly there are parts of the film that have been desaturated, denatured, whatever you say about film these days, to make it look like it's older, but most of the film is in a widescreen format and looks as high def as it is. It's a native 4K transfer, but know that there are parts here and there that will not look 4K crispy, as they say, because, well, they were treated to not look that way. It's also got a great 7.1 soundtrack. It's not full Atmos or Dolby or DTS-X, but it is quite immersive for a 7.1 soundtrack and a movie that didn't have a big budget. I think Tom Hanks is a standout. He was very interesting in the film. Ben Mendelsohn is really great as part of it's really creepy. Jay Ellis is fantastic in the movie. And like I said, Pedro Pascal as Clint, fantastic. I don't know what else to say about it. Let's talk about the 4K, the fact that you can only get it from Lionsgate, right? Oh, so Lionsgate Limited is the website. It's selling for $29.99, which is not bad for a brand new movie in 4K. You get the 4K and the Blu-ray. What's cool about it is the packaging. It comes in a VHS box. It looks like it's straight off the shelf of a Blockbuster. It's got kind of tattered edges of the artwork, not the actual box. It feels a little larger than boxes were at the time. Maybe I'm wrong. And you open it up and you have a digital copy and the 2 discs in there. The original picture showed the 2 discs kind of staggered. They're actually on top of each other, at least in the copy I got. And I got to give shout out to Lionsgate. Lionsgate Limited, like I said, is a boutique label, and they don't really have a free shipping tier. Like a lot of companies spend $50, spend $100, you can get free shipping. So they charge a little bit for shipping. I think it was $7.98 or whatever. But they use an entire roll of bubble wrap. I have never seen so much bubble wrap. I bought 2 movies, one a Steelbook, one a VHS. Each were individually wrapped with enough. Then they were wrapped around, and then there were just bundles of bubble wrap on top and below, and a box way too big for the 2 of them. It was an incredible packing job, and I'll pay $7.98, $8, whatever, for their shipping anytime. If it's going to come like that, that thing was bulletproof. A truck could have run over it, and I think the Steelbook and the VHS copy would have been fine. It had so much bubble wrap. I can't tell you. I've saved the bubble wrap because I could probably wrap 6-8 packages with what came in it. I also got a copy of You're Next in 4K, and there's an interesting thing about that I'll talk about in the next review. Anyway, I have to give a shout out. This is going to be the next post I make after Night Watch. In that review, I said something from the book didn't translate over to the movie. Well, it did, and I want to give a shout out to the gentleman, the subscriber, who said, no, it did, and he explained it, and he got it. It was late when I was rewatching the movie, and it's been a long time since I watched the book. Because it wasn't in the beginning of the movie like it is in the book, I figured it wasn't in there. But there is a scene towards the end. It's represented differently than it was. But when, again, one of my listeners on YouTube explained it to me. So shout out, and thank you very much for correcting me. You are always more than welcome to do that. So anyway, if you like anthology movies, horror movies, comedies, 80s retro kind of things, the soundtrack has a lot of synthesizers in it, but it's really well done. Like the whole thing, you can tell is a product that somebody really loved this baby and brought it to life. It's not going to be a rock star. It's just short of that. It'll probably be like the cover band that you like to go see on Saturday night. It's a good cult classic. It's just not quintessential yet. It's just not the cult classic of the year, but it is really good. Really enjoyed it. Glad it's in the collection. Love that it's this giant VHS. A lot of lime neon green on the packaging and such. Anyway, I highly like the package. I highly like the idea, and the execution is really well done. Just not, I wish I could say it was 5 out of 5. It's probably about a 3.5 out of 5, but it's really good, and you should check it out. So check out Freaky Tales. It came out this year in theaters for about a week or 2. Didn't make any money. Now they've thrown it out on home video. You could probably get it on a streaming service. I highly recommend the $29.99 copy with the VHS packaging. That's just classic. I'm Scott. I'm ROCKFILE. Got the Your Next review coming up next, and then I'll be reviewing Batman. I haven't watched that in forever. So thank you for listening. Have a spectacular day. Please like, share, and subscribe, and rock on.